Hey there YouTube, Hair of Carthage here. I'm going to bring you a first look at Roma Serrectum 2. You can see my Carthaginian army marching up here, and some of you might be saying, how do you get that camera so close and what's all that annoying blue crap on your screen? I wish I knew what the blue crap on my screen was. I would love to get rid of it, but I am unable to do so. And also, you might say, how do you get so close up? It's because they have a different camera for the replays on Roma Serrectum. I can see how they wanted it and how it might be handy because it adds a few more camera options, but it's really annoying to use. So I really wish that they would have changed that. I'm playing as Carthage, of course, because that's the first faction I'm going to try in any one of these mods. You can see a Roman army approaching me in the distance there. Let's take a look at my front lines. On the front lines I have, let's see if we can get down here. Please excuse my my inability to use the camera at this point. See if I can, yep, here we go. On my front lines I have some Balearic slingers. Maybe if I just zoom out at first and we'll point the camera, oops, sorry, down. You can see kind of the overall set of the battle. The Romans actually marched forth in a pretty orderly manner, which I was happy to see. So I was proud of the computer for that. Back there you have my Carthaginian general's bodyguard, and I have a line of Celtic light swordsmen. My front line is Iberian Scutarii, which is light infantry, and then on my flanks I have one unit each of well, late Libyan spearmen, which kind of represent the kind of troops that Hannibal would have had at Cannae on his flanks. Yeah, please really excuse the camera work that I'm doing here, as it's incredibly hard to do because I still get terrible frame rates on fraps, and I also have to try and use this new camera style, which is completely and totally annoying. So let's see if we can get down into the fight a little bit, and I'll try and get you some up close and personal action here. So here's the front lines. You can see the Roman troops clashing with my my light infantry, and I'm doing some cavalry works out on the flanks. But there's a nice view of the battle lines. You can see that the skins and everything on Roma Serrectum 2 are most excellent, and I will credit the makers on having done extremely well on that. So let's crap, come on. Yeah, sorry about the camera. Alright, let's take a look at what some of my cavalry is doing out here. On this flank I have some Numidian cavalry and some Libyan Phoenician cavalry that kind of mobbed the Roman cavalry there. And the Romans tried to assist with some infantry here, but I was able to intercept that infantry. So you can see out here is that's some allied Republican cohort, which is some Roman infantry, and here I have my late Libyan spearmen, which are actually armed much like Romans. And they're going to come out here and trash on these allied Republican cohorts. So let's turn around, if I can manage it. Sorry about the camera in this particular battle. I know it is bad, and I am sorry. And I'm also sorry about the blue crap on the screen. I wish there was something I could do about it. Anyway, there's a cool view, kind of from behind the helmets of the men who are fighting. Let's take a walk up the battle line. Whoops. Alright, here we go. You can see that I'm working on a reserve system with my infantry line. I'm letting the Romans get worn down on my front line of infantry, and that way if they break through they'll have to be facing a fresh line of my infantry. So, yep, that's kind of my tactic out there. In the backfield I'm chasing off Roman skirmishers. And, alright, there is one particular unit on the field that I want you to get a close look at, and that is the Sacred Band of Baal. And I do have them on the battlefield, and here they are. They're in a sword fight right over here. And you also notice that the vegetation quality is much better on Roma Serrectum 2. So these dudes with the cool Greek-looking helmets and the capes, that's my Sacred Band of Baal. They wouldn't have been present in the Punic War when Hannibal would have been fighting the Romans, but for this particular battle I decided to bring them just to show you what they look like, and you can see that they're extremely strong. They're absolutely trashing this Roman Republican Triarii unit. And the Triarii on this game are not as underpowered as they are in regular Rome Total War, I noticed. Another thing that's interesting about this game, or let's watch my cavalry charge that's coming in over here. There we go. Yeah, again, sorry for the bad camera work. I'm doing everything I can, I promise. Yep, so there's my cavalry bringing in a charge on the backs of these Romans. The Roman infantry in this game is very customizable. They have a lot of special units that are like historical Roman legionary units that you can use. I just kind of brought general Polybian units, and for those of you wondering about the Polybians, that's just the stuff like Principes would be what it'd be comparable to. Anyway, there you can see the cool skins and those guys chucking their pila. And my cavalry is just working a mess back here in the background. Oops, yeah, sorry, the camera on here does weird things. Let me try and get us out of the ground. You all might be laughing at me, and I'm sorry for the camera trouble, but they've ruined the camera in the replay. That's the only thing about this mod that I don't like so far, is that they've just totally ruined the replay camera, and because of the incredibly slow frame rates I get with Fraps on and Rome Total War, it just makes it a nightmare to try and use this camera. They should have really redesigned it better. Anyway, here's kind of a cool above view of the battle. Kind of give you a sign. You can see that the Roman infantry is very strong. Let's get a closer up look at them if I can do it without going into the ground. These are some of my Celtic light swordsmen that I've brought into the battle to flank the Romans. Here we go. There we go. We'll get in here. See some of these Roman Republican Triarii that are in here fighting. The Triarii really should have been a line of reserve, but you know, with the AI in command, you never know how they're going to end up. But here's my my Celtic swordsmen. You can see that they're carrying long swords, which is more traditional for the Celts. Let's go see if we can get a look at my general without flying the camera into the ground. Okay, almost. Yep. Here's my Carthaginian general's unit. I didn't even use it in this battle because I did not feel that that was necessary. Anyways, let's turn back around and get to the fight. You heard just a second ago that the enemy general was killed, and that causes a mass panic in the Romans, as I'm now hitting them with all kinds of rear cavalry charges, and most of their troops are starting to rout at this point. So let's get some close-ups of the routing Romans being crap. Come on! Yeah, if anybody knows how to get rid of this blue crap on my screen and give me a real, like, replay camera, a regular one, I would much appreciate it. That way I could actually give you a lot better view of Roma Serrectum 2, as this camera is, you know, good in theory, but nearly impossible to use. So if some of you have any advice for me on that, please let me know. Alright, yep, there's my cavalry running down these Romans out here. The battle is really over. There's, I'm just waiting on the computer to say, you know, the little victory spiel. Here's my Numidian cavalry chasing down some routing Roman skirmishers out here. You can definitely see the vegetation detail has much improved on this mod. Very good looking. Anyway, you can see that's a heroic victory for me, which really is heroic. Not so much the victory, but actually trying to use this camera. So I'm sorry for all the terrible camera angles and some of the choppiness there. If I could give you a smoother look, I would. And again, if someone knows how to get rid of this dumb blue crap on the screen and get me a regular camera, I'd much be appreciated. But I thought you all might like a look at this new mod. I hope that I've shown you some of the excellent skins and gameplay that are in this mod, and I've just barely touched it. And I'll give you more details on it as I know. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed it.